Hello, YouTube. So, I have the Acurite Atlas for probably about a week now, and about a year ago, September, October in 2021, they came out with a new display, and nobody's reviewed on it while it had this new display. So, previously, there was a YouTuber that had made a video with older display, and they had complained that the rain information on the screen just automatically changes from showing, like, I think hourly rain, daily rain, weekly rain, monthly rain, yearly rain, and there was no way to just control it because they wanted to see the 24-hour rain constantly. Well, now with this new display, you constantly see your daily, like, 24-hour rain right here, and then next to it you have the week, and then it automatically changes between month and year. Before, you used to have to go into the menu and look at the records to see the information you wanted to. It'd kind of be nice if you can go into the menu and, like, have an option of what you wanted to put there, but so my complaint though is the fact that all this information down here is really small, really hard to see from unless you're, like, right in front of it. I mean, you probably can't even pick that stuff up on the camera, which is kind of my point. I'm sure you can see the wind information, though, and the outdoor temperature and humidity. Speaking of temperature and humidity, indoors, right out of the box, it reads 2 degrees too warm, and the humidity, it reads like, I think it was 4% too low. That is within their specifications, but I'm like, come on. It should be accurate right out of the box for, like, a somewhat professional weather station. And if they can't even get the indoor temperature and humidity correct, how are they going to get the outdoor one correct? Well, the outdoor one is not correct. So, the outdoor one, when the sun is out, even with the aspirating fan running, it reads usually anywhere from 2 to 4 degrees too warm during the daytime. And at nighttime, if there's no wind, it'll still read like 2 to 4 degrees too warm. But if there is wind at nighttime, it'll read spot on accurately. And during the daytime, if it's raining and, like, rain and thunderstorms and windy, it'll read accurately as well. So just having that aspirating fan there doesn't seem to be enough. Seems to be something off with the design. And at nighttime, either that fan still needs to keep running, or the heat shield needs to be able to breathe better, because there's something called actually they call it a radiation shield, not a heat shield. So there is something called a radiation shield heat bubble, which could be what's causing that thing to get too hot at nighttime. Just heat from the sensor itself builds up inside that radiation shield because electronics give off heat, right? And so it makes itself hot and it reads the wrong temperature. So it needs to be able to breathe better at nighttime when there's no wind. Acurite claims that the Atlas is supposed to be accurate within 1 degree. That's not true. It's not. It can be off by as much as 4 degrees, so I'm really disappointed with that. I really like the Atlas. It needs to be redesigned. It needs to read more accurately. If Acurite could fix that, then I would keep it. But actually, I'm going to send it back because the whole reason I bought it was for accurate temperatures. Yeah, it doesn't read accurately indoor or outdoor. More importantly, outdoor. Because this, on the screen itself, you can go in and adjust a calibration to where you can make it display what temperature and humidity you want. You can adjust the parameters. You can do that with the outdoor sensor too, but that information won't upload to Weather Underground. It's still going to show what your sensor's reporting. Plus, even if you were to try to offset it, that's not going to fix the problem because, like I said before, when the wind blows, it does read accurately. When the wind doesn't blow, it gets 2 to 4 degrees warmer, and when the sun's out, 2 to 4 degrees warmer. So even if you were to try to offset that temperature, you're still not going to get accurate readings because it'll fluctuate. So that's not going to fix it either. there is a lot of like settings and features here. The screen itself looks somewhat decent, but I wish it was more colorful. I mean, right here in the middle where it shows the forecast is pretty nice and colorful. The rest, though, is pretty much black and white. I mean, you got yellow and red here just a little bit, but I feel like this information here, these two circles, needs to be smaller, and then the other information needs to be larger, or the whole display needs to be larger, like a 10-inch display, and then you can actually see everything. I mean, yeah, that would make it cost more, but it'd be worth it. I would be willing to pay a little bit more. I don't know, like $50 more for a bigger display, so you can actually see all the information from a few feet away instead of having to be right up on it. Also, the lightning sensor never worked. I had contacted Acurite support. I tried unplugging all kind of stuff outside. I tried unplugging all kind of stuff in my room where this was before, and it still would detect hundreds of lightning strikes per day, and it says interference. They sent me a replacement lightning sensor. The replacement lightning sensor didn't work either. Didn't fix the problem. Go to the menu here. There is all kinds of stuff in here that is pretty cool, though. You can adjust your, you can do a sleep mode, auto dim mode, so it'll dim down the display at night, or with the sleep mode, you can have it completely turn off at night, and then you can set what time you want it to turn back on in the morning. Let's see. Not only can you adjust the brightness, but you can also adjust your contrast, your tint. So that's pretty nice that it has those features on the display. And see, you can adjust your temperatures outside, humidity outside, indoor temp, indoor humidity. You can adjust the barometric pressure, and I didn't see it there, but maybe it's in the initial setup. I think there's also an option to set it to either relative or absolute barometric pressure, if I remember correctly. Acurite does have the ability to make sensors that read spot on accurately because, whoops, the display is messed up on here, but this is Acurite's Pro Accuracy Indoor Temperature and Humidity Monitor, they call it. This thing reads spot on accurate temperature and humidity. I even did a salt test with it where you put it in like a plastic Ziploc bag with a little salt water mixture, and it read perfectly 75%. This thing is spot on accurate, and it's supposed to read temperature within half a degree, and it does. So that I know they have the ability to read temperature accurately. It's just something in the design of the Atlas that's not quite right. They need to redesign the Atlas to make it read accurately 24/7, and then it would be a really good product. But until they do that, you know, I can't really recommend it until they can fix it. And I can't recommend the lightning detection sensor, and I don't know. I guess the display is okay if you don't mind that you have to be right in front of it to read the information. But for me personally, I like to be able to see the information from several feet away. That's just me. But yeah, until they can perfect this Atlas and make it better, unfortunately, I'm going to have to send it back, and I'm going to get Ambient's new weather station. They came out with a new Ambient WS 1965, so I'm going to try that out. That new one is supposed to be accurate within 1 degree. I'm going to test it out and see if that's true, and if it is, I'm going to make a review video on that one next.